Hello, you all. I'm Diana Brienne. I'm loving someone. You know, that may sound mean. I'm loving someone. I believe in always wishing another person the very, very best in life, even when we're unloving them, so to speak. By unloving, I mean that we're stepping away from the relationship. Perhaps it's a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship. Perhaps it's a work relationship, or perhaps it's a friendship, or perhaps it's a romantic or even a marriage relationship. I believe that many relationships we should stay in and work at and make them, correct them. But there are occasionally relationships that a person can feel the need to leave because they're not right for their life. Maybe they've never been, or maybe they're not right for their life any longer going forward. And in that case, sometimes we have to learn to unlove someone. We have to learn to uncouple. We have to learn to step away. But we always want to do it in the right way, in a respectful way, if at all possible, and in a kind way, wishing them only the very best. But sometimes we do have to begin that distancing process. And often romantic relationships can kind of have a magnetic pull. They keep pulling people back together. And it's difficult and challenging to pull apart, and yet sometimes necessary. Like I said, many relationships should stay together. Many relationships have a magnetic pull because they are meant to stay together. But often there are relationships that are meant to separate, and they still have that magnetic pull that keeps pulling them back. And sometimes we have to work harder at separating ourselves and learning to unlove someone. And when we learn to unlove someone, sometimes it's a journey, it's a period, it's a process, and not always a pleasant one, and yet a necessary one, often before we enter into any kind of new relationship. Because if we enter into a new relationship in a committed type of way, whether it's a marriage, a romance, a friendship, a work relationship, often we haven't sorted through the emotions that are necessary to sort through before we enter into a new relationship. And often that new relationship will fail if we enter into it too soon. Not always, but often. So it's important to learn to step back from a relationship. And if we truly know that we're not supposed to be in a relationship any longer, we wish that person the very, very best. And yet we begin to close that door or close it so that it no longer is the same relationship in our life that once was. From my house to yours, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.